Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making one of my favorite Moroccan dishes, couscous. Yalla, let's start. For the ingredients, you'll be needing 1 package of couscous, 1 large cabbage, 3 jalapenos, which are optional, 6 carrots, 4 zucchinis, 2 large onions, 1 bunch of cilantro tied with string, half a butternut squash, and 2 to 3 pounds of lamb. For the spices, you'll be needing 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of turmeric, and 1 tablespoon of paprika. You'll also be needing 1 teaspoon of smen or clarified butter. Not pictured is a can of hummus and 2 tomatoes. On medium heat, start with 3 tablespoons of olive oil in a very large pot. Next, grab your lamb pieces and let them sear on each side for 1 to 2 minutes. While the lamb sears, start cutting up the onions into slices. Once your lamb is seared nicely, toss in your onions, your bunch of cilantro, all your spices, and mix them up. Cover with the lid and let that cook for 15 minutes. Let's start on the couscous. Pour in your package of couscous into a large bowl. Gradually add in 2 cups of water. Mix it thoroughly to ensure the couscous gets soaked up. Next, to add in half a cup of vegetable oil. Keep mixing. Cover for 2 to 3 minutes to let the couscous soak up the water. After a few minutes, pour in your couscous into your strainer. Use this technique when pouring in the couscous. Set it to the side and let's get back to our meat. After 15 minutes of cooking on medium heat, add in about 20 cups of water. Make sure to add your water to the sides of the pot. Place your couscous over the pot and cover with a lid. Let this all cook for about 45 minutes to an hour. Now let's start with the vegetables. Cut up your 6 carrots like so. For the zucchini, cut both ends off and slice them down the middle. Next up, butternut squash. Cut off both ends, slice it down the middle, and cut into pieces. Put your veggie to the side and grab your cabbage and cut it in half. We will only be using half of the cabbage for this recipe. Take that half and cut it into half again. Toss it into your bowl. And don't forget the jalapenos. After an hour of steaming, take your couscous off the pot. Take the lid off and pour the couscous into a large bowl. Gradually add in 1 cup of water. After fluffing the couscous, set it to the side and cover it for a few minutes. After a few minutes, the couscous should have absorbed the water. Add in half a cup of vegetable oil. One tablespoon of salt. Now it's time to put some work in. Mix the couscous thoroughly with your hands. This next technique is key to the best couscous. Grab a handful of couscous and rub it between your hands to ensure that all the lumps are removed. Pour the couscous back into your strainer so we can steam it one more time. At this point, your meat has been cooking for about an hour and a half. Check the tenderness of your meat. Taste the broth to make sure it's to your liking. Time to add in some of our veggies. Add in both your cabbage wedges and your carrots. Place your couscous back on top and cover for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, add in the rest of your veggies. And your smen, or clarified butter. Top it off with some water, just enough to cover the rest of the veggies. This time we won't be adding the couscous back on top, but just covering the veggies with a lid. Pour out a cup of the broth into a saucepan and add in a can of chickpeas. Heat the chickpeas over medium heat for 5 minutes. After 20 minutes, check on your vegetables to make sure that they're cooked. Once they're cooked, place your couscous back on top just to heat up. Cover with the lid for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, pour out your couscous onto your plate. Spread out the couscous and toss in half a teaspoon of smen and 1 teaspoon of butter. With a spoon, combine the butter with your couscous. This next part is my least favorite because the couscous is so hot. But fluff the couscous once more with your hands to ensure there are no more lumps. Make sure it's completely spread out and create a small dip in the center. Start by pouring some of the liquid all over the couscous. Place the meat in the center and start adding the vegetables around. Feel free to plate it the way you like, but this is the way it's traditionally done. Last but not least, add in your chickpeas. Pour some broth on the top and serve some on the side. Traditionally, it's eaten with your hands, but go ahead and take a spoon. Psha! Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content.